Zach was very drunk and grabbed the cord for his mic, but not the actual mic. The audio quality is horrendous. If you don't like it, you can take your pretty fucking mouth and slide it right down his massive throbbing bone.
We're back, and Steven murders ICE agents.
See more of them.
Yes. Steven,
See.
how do you defend yourself here?
Defend myself?
Yes.
You mean effortlessly murder people?
Yes.
Sure.
Kind of like
what is your weapon of choice?
the pickaxe.
A taco?
Like a chocolate.
No, a cactus.
Cactus.
Yes.
Like in
A cactus doesn't fail me.
Alright.
Like, do you hide in it and then they don't know you're there?
No, I just beat them to death with it.
Oh.
Okay.
Although the round ones that grow in clusters, yeah, they're perfect. You just bludgeon people with them.
You put it up their butt or what?
No, I just bludgeon them right in the face with it until they are dead. Till they
So
breathe
what,
no
like
more.
7
Till the sweet breath
7
leaves
hours?
their, till the sweet breath of life leaves their lungs.
and enters yours?
No.
Oh.
Just
Yes,
expose
Steven,
them with the air.
Steven suckles on them.
I got you with that arm bud.
I'm at an obtuse angle now. I'm free.
For now. Until next time.
Dylan, what subjects do you have, Brad?
What subjects do I have?
Yeah.
What do you mean with subjects?
What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? Well, we've talked about that North Korean summit that happened a month ago.
Yes, briefly.
We've talked about Steven murdering ICE agents.
Yes, those are two headline topics.
We've talked about the pop fuckos and gears.
We haven't talked about that.
Oh, well, we haven't.
We could talk about E3.
Okay.
What are you most excited for from E3?
What am I most excited for?
It was Funko Gears.
Yes, I mean, that just wins the cake.
Yeah.
But if I had
No
to,
Wins
competition.
the cake.
if I had to pick a runner-up, I'm not sure. They got some good front runners.
The Gears mobile game.
I was thinking that new Command and Conquer, actually.
Oh.
Where they brought those two guys on stage to have a mobile battle.
What about Just Dance?
Kill yourself.
I might.
Good.
If I get enough petitions.
Well, you got my vote. I mean, Anthem looked cool. There's that Ghost of Tsushima game.
Yes.
There is that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which is like the Xbox version.
Sekiro looks good. The other one is just like a movie so far.
Right.
Just like every other
Good.
fucking PlayStation game they showed.
That we've seen.
Yes.
There was that Cyberpunk ordeal.
Cyberpunk looks cool.
Too bad it's in pre-alpha.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's Elder Scrolls. We could talk about Fallout 76.
Okay.
So, Steven, did you see Fallout 76?
I did not, because I'm not that interested in Fallout, to be honest with you.
What if I told you this was an online game where they give us nukes?
Well, I know you can, like, nuke each other and shit. I mean, that sounds fun.
That was the selling point for me. You can.
Do you have to,
can
like,
nuke
you have to,
someone
like,
else.
build a town up and shit?
So the way it works is like this is apparently a prequel to the other games. It's right after the bombs have fallen, and you're one of the first people to like come out from your little hiding vault, right?
Okay.
So you go around and you meet people, and you can build a settlement if you want, but apparently the settlements are mobile. Like you can take them up and put them down and move them around the map. But the way that the nuke works is you find parts of a launch code, and for I think you need 6 or 7 parts. And once you have enough for a code, you can go find a bunker and pick a spot on the map to launch the nuke.
Huh.
Like you pick where it goes and everything.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you can go if you have the right equipment and explore the irradiated area and get like rare resources and stuff. So yeah, the thought of nuking noobs is fun to me.
Jeez. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm still pumped most for Kingdom Hearts 3, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never played through the first 2.
Well, you
Yeah.
better.
You need to speedrun that shit.
You have no excuse now.
I'm sure.
You has PlayStation.
I mean, I could just say
Also true.
I don't care about Johnny Depp. I'm Donald Duck.
Literally one level.
True. So did I see they're bringing back Atlantica once again?
No, they're bringing back pirates. They aren't bringing back.
I thought I saw New Atlantica.
Absolutely not.
This is your favorite level?
No, pirates is like a dead man's chant. Dead man's chest kind of thing. And you have ship combat.
Okay.
So
What was that
that's what
other
we do at least.
that new pirate game, Skull and Bones, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves.
No, the Sea of Thieves is a thing, but it was one that showcased at E3.
No,
Like a new one that's going to be coming out.
not interested.
Oh. I think your comment before was it looked very black flaggy.
Yes, probably.
Which I mean, like, Black Flag did it right. You know what I mean? That's,
Black
that's why
Flag is
so many
great.
other pirate games that come out are mirroring it. You know?
People, the developers' dicks are so fucking hard for Japanese shit and
Pirates.
pirate shit right now.
And, well, I mean, I'm not complaining.
I'm complaining.
What about that new Pokemon game?
I'm complaining.
We need what I would be really excited for is like a through and through medieval like role playing game.
It's called Rust.
So like every RPG,
No, like no,
Dark Souls?
no, not that.
every Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
No, like they need to do a game like The Witcher, but like
without the magic.
you can
But
pick.
more medieval.
No, you can pick like what you're not stuck being a Witcher. Like you could be other shit.
We call
Yeah.
that the Elder Scrolls.
Well, that's,
Yeah.
that's not quite. Not a Bethesda. Fuck you guys.
Okay.
Right. So yes, E3 happened, and then Todd announced Skyrim Very Special Edition for Amazon Alexa. Yeah, there's a voice-activated Skyrim edition for your Amazon Alexa that we all thought was a joke, because he was like, you know what I'm about to announce, and then it was the dude from Key and Peele, like, doing a live demo, and then one of the things they talked about in said demo was a version of Skyrim for your refrigerator.
What?
Yeah, like your smart refrigerator.
Why are they molesting Skyrim? Like when did that turn into the molestable game?
It's been like that for like a decade.
It's been a long time. Yeah. So the thing that, they finally showcased it, they're like, Skyrim, very special edition. And I thought it was a joke. Apparently it's actually a thing coming to your Amazon Alexa.
Yeah.
Like you tell Alexa, oh, I swing for damage, and it'll be like, oh, you got parried or whatever.
Yeah, we're not playing it eventually. That'll be one of the triggered episodes.
Speaking of Skyrim, though, while we were in Ohio, Emily's sister's fiance has like a. It wasn't like the Oculus or anything, but he had VR,
Okay,
and they had Skyrim.
go on.
So
How much more did you watch?
None.
No.
But no, it was actually pretty neat because like you play a game that you've played so many times in such a different fashion like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of mind blowing. Like, it's pretty different whenever you're like going around and like I was holding the controller, but I had the headset on,
Yeah.
so you don't you have to turn your head to move the camera, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm going places and I get out of the cave and do all that shit, and I come out and I'm like looking around and I'm like, oh my god, like it's so different. It's hard to describe until you actually experience it.
Yeah.
But you really kind of feel like you're actually in Skyrim. It's pretty cool. Like you look around and like you go down to Riverwood, and I kind of like look up in the mountains and you can like look up and then you turn this way and like there's just different things. Like you go to a ledge and you look over the ledge and you actually feel like you're,
A ledge.
it's pretty nuts, man. Like I played for about an hour and I was sweating.
How many chickens did you kill?
None.
Why?
Because why?
Because chickens. Sorry, cuckoos.
It's not Zelda.
How many cuckoos?
And they're cuckoos.
Cuckoos. Being like the German dude from Super Strippers.
With the feather duster.
Yeah.
So, what
Speaking of, did either of you guys see Super
I
Troopers
have not
2?
seen it.
No.
It was pretty fun.
I want to see it.
It's pretty good. They put a lot of dick in that movie that they shouldn't
So
have.
that's why you liked it.
What, like, actually showed?
Yeah. And like that's, I was like, wow, cool guys. But like other than that, it was really good.
What about Ridley being in the new Smash Bros?
I really don't care about the new Smash Bros.
I'll get it. I love Smash Bros.
Yeah, Ridley from Metroid is officially in it.
Like a usable character.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Ridley
Why?
is
That's
the-
like overpowered.
Because it's been the thing that people have been asking for years.
Why Ridley though?
It's a good call.
Because it's officially a thing.
But like, how are they gonna like level the field though? Like,
He's like not like full size Ridley. He's like half sized.
oh well, that's
He's
that's,
still bigger than any
that's
character.
dumb though. They're gonna put
Yes.
Ridley in, make it like a boss or something.
No, he is a playable character.
Weird.
I think, from what I've seen, he's fairly slow, but he's powerful if he hits you.
Well, yeah, but Ganondorf,
Right.
Donkey Kong.
Bowser.
They've already Bowser. They've already covered that department.
I mean, they've covered.
Yeah, but not in the Metroid universe.
Yeah.
Samus is all they really need. The SAX. There we go. We're done.
Fuck
Well-
that. That's Samus.
And yet-
It's actually an ex-Parasite copy of Samus.
Fuck you. It would play just like Samus. It'd be like adding another Dark Link.
I know.
and yet we got Ridley instead, so
Yeah. Oh well.
it's kind of neat.
Yeah. Nintendo's press conference was really weak.
Their press conference was Smash.
Yeah, I was expecting open world Pokemon and Metroid Prime 4,
They talked
and
about
we had
they need to.
neither.
we
That is
got
amazing.
nothing for Metroid and a new Pokemon that is compatible with Go.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's gay as fuck.
Dude, I never even thought that about like another Metroid Prime. That would be insane.
Oh, they're doing it.
Yeah.
They announced it last E3.
But there's
Prime
no
4.
update.
Yeah, they have an update.
The strongest. Oh my goodness! Excuse me. The strongest showing for E3 was probably Bethesda.
It was definitely Bethesda.
Like they showed everything that you were expecting and more,
They had something for every franchise that they own,
including
Except
their
for
new
Dis-
IP.
except for Dishonored.
Is that Bethesda?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
Yeah,
Bethesda.
they bought it.
Yeah. So what's their new IP called?
Which one? A Starfall?
Yes.
Yeah. I was disappointed that I thought we were going to get some gameplay.
Well, at least they officially acknowledge that it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I'd take that over a new Fallout any day.
I've been Fallout out since like the beginning now.
like
it
the original like
Not,
94
yeah, it
one.
was not.
I like 3. I haven't played anything
It's
since.
I don't know, dude. Like they got really boring to me really fast.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it was a roaming game like that, which they're good at making.
Yeah.
But I don't like the concept of sticking firearms in with it. That's one thing I just thought it made it so boring to me.
I guess.
That's just my opinion, you know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's why
You
I'm
gotta
not
get
into
that in Starfall.
Huh?
Yeah.
You gotta get that in Starfall.
I don't even know what Starfall.
We'll show you.
It's like a sci-fi
It's like
Bethesda game.
in the like universe.
You'll probably get like lightsabers and shit too.
That's why I like Skyrim a lot though, because it's like exactly the kind of thing that I like playing, you know.
Yeah.
He likes to pretend he's a grand wizard from the KKK.
That is true. It's just like real life.
I am the
But you can't.
archmage though, so you know.
How many niggies have you lynched?
Huh.
Are you in triple digits yet?
So did you do what I told you and be that heavy armor mage?
In the KKK?
Yes. No, he
I am
has-
going to use my flopped mage though as vampire fodder just to see what it's like.
Ah.
I bet it's going to be horrible.
So you've got to side with the Thalmir, right?
Huh?
You've got to side with the Thalmir. I'm sorry. What are the name? What are the elves?
The Thalmor Embassy?
Yeah, you got to side with them because they're the real good guys. Just nobody sees it.
Right.
But yeah, so Bethesda ruled E3. Everybody else basically didn't show up. But of the console wars,
Microsoft was probably the best. out of the three.
Microsoft won the console showing for sure.
Yeah. PlayStation just had a bunch of games that were movies, Nintendo had nothing besides Smash.
What about the kids?
I'm really kind of disappointed in Nintendo now.
Why?
I am too.
They have this Switch. They have this awesome platform. They can do so much.
Right. They
And they're
were riding off of Breath of the Wild and Odyssey. They should have kept the train going.
Right.
But they had fucking nothing besides Smash, which introduces nothing. It's just all the characters that have been fucking in Smash in previous titles.
And really.
Which is cool, but I don't care about Smash.
No, see, that's like part of my childhood. So.
But they're all the
I'm
same.
excited.
They're all the same fucking game. It's like when a new Mario Party or a Mario Kart comes out, you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, the same fucking game from last gen.
Only updated.
Right, except minimal upgrades. Like, oh, we have fucking Ridley and Daisy now.
I'll say, like,
Cool.
Odyssey was neat. It was awesome to play, and I was like, I love this. And then I played through it, and I was like, okay, now I'm bored. You know?
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild was awesome, but once you play through it and do what you want and you beat it, you're like, well, I'm bored again. Like, you know?
Yeah.
You get a Switch.
Mode.
Huh?
You get that master mode going.
Yeah.
And you beat that first riddle with your level 3 bump of the sword. Yeah, like.
Dude, I was pretty happy that whenever I started upping my armor, because I didn't realize you could go that far with it.
Like 4 levels.
Yeah, and I was like, this is awesome.
Or how like the Great Fairy essentially rapes you for the last
Yeah, I know.
level.
I was like, wow, man. I'm
Yeah,
surprised I
that
got
sex
away with
scene was very unexpected.
Have you seen it, Zach?
No.
She like
So-
grabs Link. She comes out of like it's basically like
It's a
an
big
actual kind
flower.
of fountain, like it was before. But like she comes out every time. Like the first time she like one of the times she like blows a kiss or something. The other time she
So yeah, she'll blow a kiss and then she like kisses her finger and then like boops you with it.
yeah.
The
There's another
third one is she like kisses you.
So then the last one, she comes out, grabs him, pulls him down into the flower with her.
And you just disappear.
Yeah. And then you throw him out, and he's just like,
He's like dying and she's all laughing over there.
and you're like, oh boy, he just got blue luster.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
And so every time that you get your final, like, you know, upgrade for whatever.
Yeah, so if you pick a
she's
set,
molested.
if you pick a set, you get to see that like 3 times.
Interesting.
No, but it was cool though because like I got that ancient armor and I was like, oh, this is gonna, you know, I was like, there's no use for this. And then I got to that last area and I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh, you went to the castle?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like push through it either. I like grinded the whole way.
Oh, did you?
So I was like, yeah, I need this. So I upgraded everything ancient that I had all the way,
The first,
and I became a tank.
the first thing that I did once, like, I was really able to, was I navigated, like, you know, because there's so many side passages for the castle.
Yeah.
You can go around, if you have the bomb, you could use the tram, because it's bomb powered,
Right.
and get your way into
Oh
the
yeah, I got
castle.
that Hylian shield like the beginning as soon as I could survive to get to it.
Exactly. You go in, you get the shield, and you're like, alright, I'm a G now.
Right. I started a new one and I'm still struggling to get my I think it wasn't at 13 hearts for the Master Sword or something.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling. I'm at like 9 I think. Yeah. So I'm like, no.
Well, it's...
With 2 guardians out of the way and I'm like, I want that before I go any further.
Yeah. Because you gotta get 4 shrines per heart,
Right.
and then 14 hearts, essentially. And then 1 for the guardians, like you said.
Right.
Indeed. It is a nifty game, but I haven't played it in a while.
You ready for that new Battletoads?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I can't believe that they made that. I mean,
Who's reviving that?
Microsoft
Is it
Studios.
Microsoft?
I think. It was originally Rare that made
I
that.
never even played Battletoads.
You don't want to. That's like literally the hardest game of all time.
Is it seriously?
I think
What?
it's
Yes.
that and Contra.
No, Contra's way easier than fucking Battletoads,
I've
dude.
never played Battletoads.
I've played it, and even like I played it on an emulator. Even like saving it every step is fucking hard. I could not beat it.
Why is it so hard?
It just is, dude. It's
They
like
used to make games to be unbeatable.
it's really fucking cheap. Like that, and like Ghosts and Goblins is really fucking retarded. Ninja Gaiden is at least doable. I did like the original NES one, and
Yeah.
I beat that.
Did you emulate that?
Yeah, I emulated that.
I need to go back and emulate that now that I have time.
It's really not worth it, honestly.
Really?
No. It's really fucking difficult. But it's just like, it's bitch. Like, it has these fucking hawks that come out of nowhere and kill you, and
So you're literally just a toad dude running around punching.
yeah. And if you play co-op with it, you can fucking damage the person that you're playing with.
Ah!
Great.
It's awful.
This game looks corny as hell.
Yeah.
It's titled Battletoads.
Right, but
The Frattle
What
Toads.
did you expect?
you know, one game that I'm actually super excited about. I'm so excited for the Spyro remaster. You guys can lie. I don't give a shit, but that was like one of my favorite games.
What about that new Spider-Man?
I can't give any
I know.
shits about the new
He's my favorite
Spider-Man.
superhero, but I don't care about the games and shit they put out anymore. Their Ultimate Spider-Man was the last one that was any good.
What was that, like 2005?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
The movie renditions they did were terrible.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
They're really pushing for this new Spider-Man. I'm just like,
I don't
it,
understand
it,
why.
it looks like a fucking movie. Like
Yeah.
there was like no gameplay basically that they showed at E3.
That's how they do, though. They're just trying to drag us all in.
I guess all the PlayStation ones were movies. Like that, the Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us. We just had a nice little lesbian kiss.
Yeah. And then some very seamless gameplay.
Yeah, I really don't believe it was gameplay because it was very, very scripted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they planned it out. You know, this is what we're gonna do for the trailer,
Yeah,
but for it to actually happen.
it can't play out like that.
Yeah.
If it does, I'll eat my fucking pants.
What?
You heard it here, folks. He'll eat his pants.
I'll eat my fucking pants.
Correct.
Yes. Hold me to it.
I will.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts and Anthem and Assassin's Creed Origins. It's really all I care about.
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Oh, Odyssey, that's what I'm about.
Origins was the one that just came out.
Yeah. I was pretty fucking psyched when they announced the Greek setting.
Yeah.
Mama.
Pretty psyched about that. I think they're gonna do a Roman one after that, and then by that time, people are gonna be pretty sick of the Mediterranean
Yeah.
settings, and they're gonna switch to Japan and China.
Because they should.
Yeah, and then hopefully World War II and like maybe Aztecs.
Aztecs would be interesting.
Yeah. What else? What else has been going on?
Well, I mean, E3 happens, and, you know.
I think I saw something about a Croc remake. I'm kidding.
Croc remake?
Croc, yeah.
Like a high top croc.
Oh,
No,
like
you
the
guys ever
shoe,
play-
like the shoes.
No, did you guys ever play Croc?
Oh,
Oh my gosh, dude. It was a PlayStation platformer. One of the hardest games I ever played as a kid.
I have no idea
Yes.
what you're talking
It was
about.
Croc. C-R-O-C.
Uh-huh.
But it's a shoe.
Was this like Ape Escape or the bigger?
Croc was pretty
Yeah,
big,
it's
but
game.
it was really hard.
Haha. Was it like Crash Bandicoot only not fun?
Except penis in the butt.
That sounds pretty cool.
Look at these screenshots, man.
Is it like Turok?
Look at how rough that game is.
I've never heard of this.
Really?
No.
Croc Legend of the Goblins. You never heard
Have you ever heard of this game Pong?
of it.
Right.
So, what about this Space Force that Trump has commissioned?
Aha. Let's go.
Because that's a thing.
What are your thoughts on it, Dylan?
Well, I mean, were you the one that sent me that thing about Neil deGrasse Tyson talking
Yes.
about it and how it's like a logical progression?
It is a logical progression.
And
I think people immediately wrote it off because it's just Trump saying it.
because he said,
But it is the logical progression, I think.
yes, and how everybody So some of the people that I know, they're like, well, there are trees preventing that from happening. But then
Yeah, but like if you look at fucking Earth and all the trees that we haven't fucking
followed.
Yeah, you think that's gonna be different in space?
No.
I don't.
Like I'm pretty positive China and Russia both have a space force of their or equivalent, whatever.
Well, I don't think they have a space force, but they've been going up in space recently, especially like trying to like quote unquote decommission their satellites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's like a show of force to show that they're still active in space.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Yeah,
Have we done anything really recently? Like,
I mean, we're doing like probes and stuff, but as far as like putting people in space, we haven't really done anything.
No, well, we have had astronauts on the International Space Station.
Yeah.
But they recently came back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see? So they had a set of twin brothers that went up, and when they came back down,
their genetic makeup
their
is different
DNA
now.
was different now. It was
Isn't
like
that crazy?
12% different.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
I
They
know.
were there for a year.
It's crazy, man.
If you watch the interviews with them, it's so funny because they're used to just like. So, like, one of them will have something in his hand.
Yeah, I saw that when he
just
drops the cup
drop
or
it.
whatever, and then
And
he
he'll
turns and
be
then he's like,
expecting it to be there, but it's on the floor. And he's like, oh. So it happens for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's interesting. Neil made a good point that whenever the Air Force was first formed, it was like shortly after the Army was formed, and they made the Air Force prior to airplanes even being a thing for like a whole century.
And what did they call it? They called it the Army Air Force.
Right. And that it was just like in preparation for something that they thought was inevitable, which, space combat probably fucking is within our lifetime, I think.
It will probably at least become a real concept.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna colonize within our lifetime, I feel.
I don't know if we'll colonize. I think we will get to the point where we're ready to launch something.
Well, we're already talking about sending people to Mars, but it would be a one-way trip. So I think they're gonna plant the seeds of colonization on Mars, and then little by little we're going to, colonize
so here's a scenario for you. So that becomes a thing in our lifetime. Mm-hmm. Then you have all of these people that have just years worth of like life experience, and they need that in space, but they don't expect that you actually be able to survive the trip or survive living there. Mm-hmm. But we get the ability to transfer consciousness to technology and then communicate with that. Would you do it? Would you transfer your mind and be like a voice of reason?
Be an AI,
essentially. Yes.
Basically,
yes.
I don't think I'd be qualified.
All they're looking for is people who have lived a full life.
That could just pussy.
I can't breathe. There's no ice in pussy.
Would you do it?
I don't think so.
No. What about you, man?
I think the whole concept of transferring your consciousness into AI is bullshit. Like, you can't replicate it. What about you, Steven?
Dude, I don't know.
We need
if they could do it. If they could do it, I would totally be like somebody's house AI. Like I don't care. I don't need to be any like a, position of importance or anything.
So you'll be my Roomba?
No.
DJ Roomba.
No, I would not be your Roomba.
I'll put
you know how like Master Chief had the spot in the back of his helmet for the chip?
The soft spot, yeah.
Yeah, we'll call it the soft spot.
Yeah, the brutes pushed in his soft spot.
That's why I think we talk much.
Yeah.
No, like. Wow, fuck you guys.
Alright.
That's why he never takes his helmet off. He looks like a fucking troglodyte.
Yep.
No,
Alright, so Steven will be my Roomba.
No, not your Roomba. Say like your.
It'll be like the maid from the Jetsons.
Oh, the robot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's her name?
Judy. No, that's his daughter. That's his daughter.
Rosie. It'll be Rosie.
Yeah. Okay, Steven is now Rosie.
He'll be Rosita.
Rose. I get a very Spanish name.
Yes.
Alright, so Steven's my Roomba now.
Yes.
I'm not your Roomba.
Well, you kind of are.
No.
I do think
the control of your Roomba would be like me wiggling my pinky toe. My entire consciousness would not devote itself to your Roomba.
Why not?
Because that's degrading and shit.
And yet you said you didn't need to be an AI of any importance.
I didn't say I'm like super, I meant of super important.
Hey,
Like,
being my Roomba is very important.
No,
Because
it's
I don't want a bad influence.
Yes.
a Mexican in life and a Mexican in death.
It's fitting.
I do think it's funny. Me and Dylan were talking about this before, about how during Obama's presidency, he was like, we're making Iron Man. And no one batted a fucking eye. And then Trump is like, Space Force, and everyone loses their fucking shit.
Oh.
Like, that's more unreasonable than making fucking Iron Man.
This is correct.
Where's that, by the way? We haven't seen that.
They're working on it.
It's War Machine.
Oh, thank God we're saved. Chase, we still have a War Machine.
Stupid.
Dude. What do you think about the child detainments?
Well, I think they've got it better than I ever had, so...
That is true. You were quite abused.
I was literally ridiculed as a retard.
I mean, you are clinically a retard.
Yes, but most retards get, like, a bed. I had, like, a pillow under the stairs.
It's just to
Like
make
Harry Potter, but worse.
it's to make you strong. They're training you as a super weapon. The U.S. government.
Ah, are you my handler?
Trump is trying to harness retard strength into a military grade weapon.
Well, we got him in office, so what's next?
Next step is you.
I am the future of our species.
You're like a modern day X-Men.
I'm like a modern day super Spartan.
But you kick.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on the child separation?
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to stop pushing out.
Alright.
Kids need to grow up eventually, right?
Sure. Steven. Well, how do you feel? Your people are being
They're finally
kept
getting-
in pen.
To be honest, I don't even know what the ins and outs of all that, so
Yeah.
I paid like no attention.
So your people are finally getting the recognition they deserve and being put in cages.
What?
Yeah.
That was like the whole controversy. They're whenever they find the illegals, they separate the kids from their parents at
For what
the
reason?
border.
For what
Because
reason?
they're going to be prosecuted for crossing the border illegally. And they can't keep the kids with them.
So what happens to the kids?
So the kids
They get kept in camps, and they either contact family back in their country of origin, or they put them in like foster homes, basically, and they keep them there until they're able to be adopted.
But the photos you've seen circulating are literally kids in essentially dog
In like
cages.
pens, but they aren't kept there like long at all. I've seen pictures.
Well, I mean, what would you do if your kid was taken from you for, say, like a crime, something that you would also be prosecuted for, and they put your kid in jail?
Well, here's the thing: if you're an American citizen and you get arrested for a crime, they don't put the kid in a jail cell with you,
Right.
right? So
So we are talking about people who are not American citizens coming into this country illegally, and then everybody's up in arms because we separate their kids from the parents.
right. Which we used to keep them together. Like during the Obama administration, they started getting sued by these parents for keeping kids in cages.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a big uproar about it, and then they ruled that they had to be separated. And now they're having a bigger uproar because
It's like your service.
they're being separated.
Okay,
So there's no good way of approaching this.
how can they even form a lawsuit if they're not even legal citizens?
I don't know. It's like a
Tell me, Steven.
I don't know. It's like inhumane, I guess.
Just don't come into our country illegally.
That's the thing. I think it's more of a trying to make Trump look bad than actually like caring about the conditions that these kids are kept in. Because like, if you look like back decades, they've always been kept in fucking cages. It's been pretty deplorable for a while. So if you care about these kids being kept in cages, you would have brought that up in the past. Like Obama was in office for 8 years, you didn't bring it up. But I think they saw that Trump was doing good with the fucking North Korea summit.
Yeah.
His polls were up. Fucking unemployment's at record lows. They needed to take him down a notch. I think that's why they brought it up then. Because even like he brought up like the no tolerance thing back in April. They waited 2 or 3 months to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very, very strategically
you're absolutely
placed.
right. It is strategic.
But people like don't even think about that. They
People
just
just-
like lose their fucking shit.
Yes. That is correct. Follow what the almighty boob tube says.
Indeed.
Follow Steven's boob.
It's ridiculous though. They act like it's just because they're like brown people, and that's it. And that's not even like, oh hi Lucas.
Speaking of brown people.
Yes.
Lucas, what are your thoughts on children being separated from parents at the border?
That's coming to my country legally.
Thank you.
All right.
Right
coming from a liberal, we got some common ground.
Well, like it's like I don't care if you're an immigrant, just come through the front door, not the back.
That's the thing. Like, there's like, I think I read it as like 130 entrances or something on the border that you can come in legally.
Really?
And it's not like there's like no border at a lot of these places. Like I've seen the border. They have like makeshift walls set up with like fucking logs holding them up, basically. Like it's a pretty defined. It's like that in the Rio Grande that form like a natural border. So it's not like they don't know that they're crossing the U.S. They fucking know.
Oh yeah.
So come in legally or face the consequences.
And then when you do it illegally, you get all pissy that, the law is followed.
Right.
Like, if this was literally the other way around, people would be shot. Like, if you tried to go into Mexico the same way that we were doing it, they would literally just shoot you.
Oh yeah. They don't give a fuck.
But we act like this is such an inhumane ordeal.
And the fucking U.S.-Mexican border is literally the most crossed border in the world. And they just want to make it like a Wild West down there. All right, that's reasonable.
Okay. I think it's ridiculous that this is even a conversation.
It is. People are fucking cheap, dude.
The fact that we are having... And what was that one lady that was on like CNN or Fox News the other day that was saying that the next Supreme Court justice needs to be the legal immigrant?
I hear about that,
Is
but
this an actual...
that sounds about right, like what they would say.
Like, do you hear yourself speaking? You don't feel the qualifications
Yeah.
to begin with.
Well, that's another thing. Like, there's been a lot of stories out about, like, people approaching the Trump administration at, like, restaurants and shit, and harassing them, screaming at them until they fucking get kicked out of the restaurants and shit. That's ridiculous.
And then you make that into a story.
Yeah. And there's, like, that one senator, I forget her fucking name, it was some black senator literally calling out, like, if you see these people in a restaurant,
Harass them.
That's
messed up.
It's ridiculous. Like, if you don't like the policy, propose something else. Don't just say, like, it's inhumane or whatever. Like, it has to be solved.
Yeah.
You can't just let them flow in willy-nilly.
Like, we're not children here, we can propose solutions.
Right. And the thing is, like, I watched a video about, it was on CNN of, like, a border patrol agent that was being interviewed, and he's like, look, we don't separate all the kids from their parents, but here's the reality. Kids are being used as drug mules they're being trafficked, and some of these kids are being sent by their parents who are already in the U.S. They're being sent from their country of origin to cross the border, and they're making that trek. I think the statistic was like 60% of them are being raped. And so they're sending them with Plan B pills on their trek to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be like
That's kind of fun.
that should not be like from the U.S. perspective like okay keep sending them like this is an okay journey to make. No, stay in your country, be safe there.
Yes, yeah.
Like that's fucked up going on these fucking roads where you're getting abducted by the cartel and raped.
And then it's all good, just keep going because you got your Plan B.
Right. Like, if you think about it, like, from a U.S. citizen perspective, if you sent your kid on a journey walking from, like,
Here to
New
like,
Jersey to, like, fucking Colorado or something, you would be prosecuted.
Yeah.
That would be deemed unacceptable. And you're sending these kids across, like, cartel territory across several countries. And that's supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I have the same thing in Africa with the Taliban boys. Well, whenever they send them off.
Oh, yeah.
Because what they do is like they'll send these kids from these villages off at like the age of like 2 or 3, put them on a bus, ship them to the city to learn the Quran, and then
So they're under the instruction of just one man, right? But he does not house them, he does not feed them, nothing. What they do is they go out and beg for money and bring it back to him.
and if not, he'll like beat them and shit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And that's the life up until they're 18.
Yeah, I think what was it, like our first night there, we went out to eat and we had like 4 kids come up and ask us for like leftovers.
Yeah.
And then you come back to America and it's like, I can't complain about shit.
Right.
My life is fine, I'm not dying of malaria, I'm not, and you like, if you go and like walk out like in the mornings, they would just be like,
They'd be waiting because they knew that you were white people.
It's
or they
ridiculous.
would just be like sleep. I found one like kid just sleeping like on rocks. This was, like, one different thing.
And the pioneers used to ride those babies for miles.
They did.
That's the thing, though. Like, so many people nowadays are like, America's such a fucking bad country. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you hit the jackpot being born here. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms. Like, you have one of the highest living standards, the highest living standard that we've had ever, and you're bitching.
It's like go to Africa, catch malaria, and then come back.
Right. Gay rights are all-time high. Like, fucking minority rights are at an all-time high. Unemployment's at an all-time low. And you're complaining.
What was it though? I think our dad was talking to some guy over in Africa about actually like, converting to Christianity. And the thing was like, if he did that, he would lose his job, and his family would literally disown him. I think our translator was saying like his uncle tried to kill him for 3 years.
Yeah.
Just like actively followed him and
Yeah,
tried
we know people in Africa that they're like, yeah, I converted from Islam to Christianity, and that everybody talks like it's all good and fine until you actually do it,
Yeah.
and then you're completely disconnected from your family, your culture, literally everything. You live on the fringes of society because of the choice you made.
Yeah.
And that
It's
is your life.
pretty fucked up, dude. Like, even in the Quran, it says, like, if you run into, I mean, they live, like, convert by the sword. That's, like, their whole thing. But, like, in the Quran, it says, if you run into, like, a Jew or a Christian, do not harm them because they are men of the book, right? You guys share, like, the Old Testament together. But they don't fucking care. They pretty much ignore that.
Yeah.
I was talking to, I just went on a trip to the Lake of the Ozarks with some of my frat buddies, but one of my buddies, David, is from India. And he's talking about how in the current regime it's very, like, Hindu ruled.
Oh,
And,
yeah, Hindus and Muslims do not like each other.
Yeah, they're in a place right now where they are attacking Christians in India, and the regime right now just turns a blind eye to it because they are Hindu ruled. So it's like
No matter where they go,
Yeah.
people are
Christians are very persecuted even today, and even in America, like I don't get it. A lot of the liberals are so anti-Christian but pro-Muslim, and like if you look at Islam's doctrines and like the Islamic world right now, they're very anti-feminist, they're very anti-gay, and that's what liberals stand for. That's like two of their big pillars. So how are you like pro them over Christianity?
They have modesty laws where women can't even dance in public. Like you'll be jailed for that.
Saudi
Right.
Arabia just got the ability for women to drive cars.
Exactly.
It was like voted on a week and a half ago.
I'm looking for the automobile deaths to raise dramatically.
Yeah.
But still,
At least it's a thing.
It's an option now.
yeah, they have the option to kill others with vehicular manslaughter.
Yes.
Yeah. People are very, I want my cake and want to eat it too.
True.
We should probably just throw them all.
I'm okay with courage having let's say here. I have a neutral arsenal just next to my bed.
Yeah, Lucas will be good.
Well, I'll be fine. Well, because then this state's right there. I mean, okay, so I own 4, you own 4, listen, I don't know if Mom personally owns any, but I'm assuming that she knows how to shoot.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, and then Dad knows how many.
We'll be fine.
Like, enter the house, you will be shot by one, if not everybody.
At least two.
Like, there's 2. Those are the stats. What's the head on 38? It's not enough now.
So yes, 9/11 happened. It was an inside job.
Yes, Bush did do it. It's been confirmed. Trump released the documents.
He did. And Stephen was also there.
Yes,
Yes.
he was on the plane. He hijacked it.
Okay.
I'm glad that we
Age 6.
And then right beforehand, you can see someone jumping out with his thing.
Yeah, he parachuted out.
My Mexican shoot.
Yeah. He used a plastic Walmart bag to parachute.
It was actually on my leftover Toblerone wrappers.
Stitched together.
To make
Hot glued together.
a parachute.
Miraculously, he survived. Jeez. Oh, what else? What else has been going on?
In the world or just in general?
Just in general, bruh.
These are endangered.
What else?
Yeah, that's been happening for a while.
They're turning the frogs gay.
Yeah.
I think
The,
if these go extinct, like 80% of plant life goes with them.
yeah, there's,
That we actually do kind of need.
yeah, I'm surprised we aren't making a more of an effort for that.
For the
That's
bees.
kind of weird.
I think that's
Everybody gets a beehive.
We're too busy with global warming.
sad. Well, because I remember whenever we had another, there's a tree in front of our yard, but like every summer, like bees would just be like covering this thing and all the other everything, and now they're just gone. I
Yeah.
don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
Lucas ate them.
I hate them.
He ate all of them.
Gain their power.
Their power.
Yes, I can.
Do you have a stinger now?
I can
They
make
can track.
Can you pollinate things?
Yes.
That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Oh, mixturals.
Why do you think my tomatoes do so well?
Lucas is pollinating them himself.
They come out a weird, fleshy peach color, but they're alright.
Yes.
Anyways.
The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Masterpiece Cake Shop.
Yes, I did see that. It was like a 4-3 vote.
Yes, which is disturbing.
But it still happened.
Yes.
So, yeah, second days.
Yeah, good thing Trump's getting the new Supreme Court nominee.
Supreme Court nominee. Sometime during the next, what is it, month, I guess?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, he'll be nominating them before that. We'll see who gets there.
Yeah, then like to be officially, I guess, sworn in.
Yeah.
Aren't those guys sworn in for life?
Yep.
Well, they're supposed to be, but Candy's like, I'm out.
Yeah, you don't have to stay, but if you want to, it's your position to either retire or die.
Yeah.
Replace bells around them, such like we know.
You know when they enter the room.
Or when they drop dead.
We
Otherwise, they just sit there and wait.
don't allow them out of the courthouse.
Let's nominate
Barack Obama.
Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
I'm for all of it.
He actually, he said something. Yeah, he went to Harvard. He got his degree from Harvard.
Yeah.
But during one of his podcasts, he showed up in the Supreme Court justice garb. He's like, Trump, this has been my dream. Nominate me. I would shit if he was on the Supreme Court. So much good shit would happen.
Like murdering Stephen?
I mean, that'd be the first order of business.
All the
Okay,
brown
then you
people.
go to and murder Stephen.
All the
And
brown.
his 20 cousins.
He does have 20 cousins.
And then his progeria infested sibling.
Yes. The line ends here.
I don't even want to know what is going on.
Nathan has progeria.
I don't even want to know what that is.
Yim Shane.
It's like Benjamin Button disease.
Oh, he's aging backwards.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, except he's just a little.
Yeah.
Oh, he's always been about EEI.
He's little and he looks like an old man.
Well, no, like I saw him about like a month ago. I was driving to work in the morning, and they were running across, and he goes, "Oh, a Smith clan," and I was like, "You're still short."
He's always gonna be
So,
short.
well, man, he's a great baby.
They're all predators.
So they're all winners.
He was the worst one.
Well, I did fuck up Lori's ovaries quite a bit.
Ah. That surgery was botched.
He grabbed them on his way out, so there could be no more children to challenge him.
When we were fucking, her ovaries tangled up around my wang, and it did some damage, I'm not gonna lie.
To you or her?
Both.
Oh.
It was like a giant kraken putting its tentacles around a great white shark.
What is which?
Both. If that answers your question.
I don't understand. I don't follow.
I lead.
I don't follow.
An awning.
An Aldi?
They're building an Aldi's inside of it.
It's in the basement.
Run exclusively by Lucas.
Him and his tomato plants.
Yes.
Well, I came to the upstairs bar this last Monday. And I'm gonna paint some more stuff this coming Monday. I'll put on the awning.
Did you paint it white with your wang?
Yes. That's why everything up there is black.
You have cancer.
You should probably get that chance.
John, do you think Roe v. Wade will be overturned with Trump's nominee?
So here's the thing. Roe v. Wade occurred when there was a Republican majority on the Supreme Court.
Which they'll get with Trump's nominee.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like, it was decided on with a Republican majority on the Supreme Court way back when.
Yeah.
So I don't know if us getting a Republican majority now is going to necessarily change anything.
Is that the thing they're talking about repealing?
Yes, everybody.
That's one of the things on the docket, I think.
That was with abortion, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, everybody's worried that it's going to be overturned, but
People are talking about gay rights a lot. I'm like, you're out of your mind if you think that stuff's going to be repealed.
Like, how about we save the beast first? Because then is it those? I think it's at those little guys. I mean, we got like 4 years and we're dead.
that's long enough.
Yeah.
Who interrupted my embalming?
What?
Okay.
Lucas is embalming.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, but to answer your question, I'd be surprised if it actually did get overturned.
I'm hopeful. I think if it got overturned, I'd just laugh at all the reactions that we get.
There'd be a lot
Like, just the fact that Candy is stepping down people are freaking the fuck out.
Yep. Because it's during the Trump presidency.
Yeah.
Space Force!
We already talked about that.
What do you think about the Space Force,
I
Lucas?
join.
Huh?
I
You
join.
join?
What are your qualifications?
I can
Halo 1
Yes.
through Reach.
The rest don't count.
Yeah, Halo. The first Halo Wars was okay. The second one just felt like a repeat.
I
That
played
was so
it.
sad.
4 was good.
What was great?
5 sucked.
I can die.
Well, the thing is, you have to, like, until you actually read all the books about the backstory, then you understand what the Didact is and why he hates humans. But that's the thing. If you have to read, like, 3 books to get there, it's like...
That wasn't the problem, though. It was that Chief was only playable for 3 missions, and the enemy was Cortana.
Yeah,
And also you faced the fucking... What's the boss's name?
Didact.
Not the Didact, it's like for 5.
No.
The Warden or whatever. You fought him
Oh, you fight him like
3 times! Why?
because reasons.
Because he has multiple bodies, you see.
No, that's fucking dumb.
No.
That's an awful game.
Die.
I think that they were just trying to, like, throw a twist in it, and when you do it that way, it's either good or it's awful.
Oh, well. Locke fucking sucked.
Lock
It's
is
just, you're not going to like the guy who's hunting the Master Chief.
Exactly.
It's like,
He's a goody two shoes.
get out of here.
but the laws, but no.
Literally, the guy saved the universe.
You're not the only one here because of him. Yeah, literally all of you.
And all sentient life ever.
Right.
But you know, we need to hunt him down.
Isn't, yeah, because the original Spartan Troopers are still like a foot taller than like the Spartan.
Okay, and that's the other thing. Bringing back 3 other Spartan trees when for the last how many games we've been told that there's been only one other and he died on Reach.
Yeah.
It's in the books though, but
It doesn't matter. No, I mean, the vast majority of people that are playing the games haven't read the books.
Yeah. Which they are good because it gives a lot of background.
I've read like the 3 original books way back in the day, like that were like based on the original Halo ring, and then I read whatever I have on my bookshelf. It was one other, but like all these new Space Age books.
Yeah, I've heard that half of them are here. I read 3. It was about the it was mainly about the Forerunners and the Kingdoms and how we got to where we were at. Because it turns out the Forerunners were kind of assholes.
Yes.
It was like they
Shocker.
well because humanity was
Supposed to obtain the
yes. Well, supposedly that's what the precursor said, but it turned out to be a great line, so it could have been lying, but you never know. But like, so humanity was running from the flood, so we had to like take plans to move all our people, and the Forerunners are like, stop doing that. So humanity was fighting the flood on one side, and the Forerunners on the other. Almost beat the Forerunners, but then the flood started infecting the Forerunners. And soon, like, the flood stopped infecting, like, the humans, and they were like, why? And we were just like, nope, fuck you. And in some of the books, like, they have whole detention facilities that would, like, torture people and, like, try to force the flood to infect us. And then after that, they basically hunted down everybody and, like, vaporized them, and then they took, like, the remaining survivors and devolved them. They took us from, like, a spacefaring race to, like, living in mud huts. So it's
I mean, that's
Okay.
That's in the game.
yes.
You know that if you like pay attention.
Well, that was in what the 4th one, but up until that,
4 or 5, one of the 2.
but like up until that, like you just like seen the Forerunners as like this, like all, not like all, but like it's just like a really powerful, really nice species, I guess. I don't
I
know.
don't know if you'd call them nice.
Yeah.
Because they kind of
Very advanced?
yes.
Yeah. I feel like Chief shouldn't have even had a squad for 5. It should have just been solo.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just bring back these 3 people that we
Don't know.
Well, like Lucas said, if you've read any of the books, they made mention of them and their fates.
Right, but they had never showed up in any of the games.
Yeah.
So Chief just calls them out of nowhere and they show up.
Basically.
Alright.
Well, not only that, but in like all the games, it's always like, oh, Chief, we couldn't have done it without you. So
Oh, you're the last remaining one.
yeah.
Oh, really? Are you sure about that? Are you even following the events of, like, your own trilogy?
Right.
I am displeased.
Alright. We should probably wrap this up.
I really don't know anything.
I never wrapped up my wing with Lori Rel.
Oh! What a thought. What?
Do you have any last things to say?
Push it down.
Hippity hoppity abolish private property.
Yes.